Hey everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called Super Blah, Uranus in Gemini. And, life has been pretty heavy. There's been a lot going on lately. And I thought we needed a fun reading to lift our spirits. So today we're talking about the transit of Uranus into Gemini, which Uranus just went into Gemini on July 7th. And it will remain there until November 7th when it retrogrades back into Taurus, all the way until April of next year. And then in April of next year, Uranus will be in Taurus for the next 7 years until 2032, 2033. So it's a super long transit, but we're just having a little short stint of it here from July 7th to November 7th. So if you have planets in Gemini, or the part of your chart that is ruled by the sign Gemini, then you want to think about what is coming up for you and what is on the agenda here. And Uranus in Gemini definitely has a low attention span for boring crap. So we are definitely not going to be boring. We're going to be outrageous. We're going to be simply not giving an F, and we're going to be rebels, rebels, rebels. So with that, let's go ahead and pick the piles. We have pile number 1, and we'll do it by way of the goddess. For pile number 1, we have Athena. If you're feeling the energy of Athena, you'll choose pile number 1, and the word on her card is knowledge. And you can see the blue background here with the owl sitting on her shoulder. If you're feeling the energy of Athena, you'll choose pile number 1. For pile number 2, we have Lilith. For those of you feeling the energy of Lilith, her word on her card is independence. And you can see the gold colors, the red hair, and then the gold colors around her. And she's got this devilish twinkle in her eye. So we've got Lilith for pile number 2, and the word of the day is independence. For pile number 3, we have the ultra sassy, confident, and not putting up with anyone's BS, Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty. And she is indeed very stunning. Love the look, love the eyes, love everything. The pink colors, outstanding. And on her card, it says romantic love. So whatever pile you're drawn to, whether that's the card or the pile, you can choose your pile and go directly to the description box below to find your pile. If you're feeling called to more than one pile, you can definitely check out multiple piles as well. So let's go ahead and begin with pile number 1 and talk about the Uranus and Gemini energy here. I'll ring the bell. Okay. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose Athena, and her card represents knowledge. And our reading today is about Uranus and Gemini. And during this year in 2025, Uranus is going to be in Gemini from now until November 7th of 2025, where it will retrograde back into Taurus for a while. So I'm just talking about the next couple of months here as Uranus plows through. I think it gets to maybe 0 degrees Gemini in some minutes, maybe 1 degree. Maybe, I don't even think it gets up to 1 degree. But Uranus is freshly in Gemini, like a fresh little baby, pile number 1. And as I talked about in my intro, Uranus in Gemini is an energy of having a low attention span for things that bore us. Okay, not giving an F, not giving a single fuck, if you know what I'm saying. Pile number 1, being rebels, being outrageous, being shocking. Okay, and let's go ahead and get into your reading for pile number 1. Oh, there's the Knight of Swords. And let's go ahead and see. For pile number 1, let's see, what is this Uranus and Gemini have in store for pile number 1, please? Show me this energy for pile number 1. Show me outrageous, not giving it F, low attention span for things that are boring. Show me for pile number 1 what this transit is about, please. Okay, well, the 10 of Pentacles just came out. So definitely rock solid determination, not letting anybody stand in your way of what you want. Pile number 1, eye on the prize, my darlings. Oops, the 10 of Cups nearly just popped out there. 10s, 10s, 10s across the way. Oop, there's the Tower. Shocking sun changes. Let's see here. Okay. So we've got the 7 of Swords. The Devil. Oh my gosh. Well, you are definitely a little more than naughty during this. And pile number 1, I'm not even going to give you a lecture on the devil, okay? I'm just going to say you look real sexy with your horns, okay? And I like the lipstick, the purple lipstick, the dark lipstick, whatever lipstick you got on there. I like the like pink pajamas or the pink workout outfit or the light pink onesie as well that I'm seeing here. Okay, I like the mermaid skirt. Whatever you're wearing, whatever you got going on, it's definitely like, you know, turning heads, I feel, okay? And yep, we've got Queen of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Of course, you're turning heads, okay? And, you know, it doesn't matter if you're indecisive and things don't come to fruition the way you want. I feel like you, with the Princess of Swords, you do have a low attention span for boredom. And if things aren't going the way that you want them to go, you'll just like go off and do something else, okay? Talk about having a low attention span for boredom and maybe even causing you to get into a little bit of trouble. I'm seeing a little bit of sneaky shit going on here. Kind of like the energy of when you're younger and you sneak out, like you live with your parents and, you know, they've got your curfew and the time you have to be home, or you have to be back by this specific time, or like if you're at your job and you're supposed to be back by this specific time. I feel like you guys are like sneaking out the back door, or you're sneaking out of the parents' house, or you're breaking the rules. And maybe some of you, really, when you were younger, maybe you didn't really give a fuck about the rules and you did what you wanted anyway. Okay, and see, you still turned out really good. 10 of Pentacles, you still turned out really good. Pile number 1, even if you were a rule breaker, even if you were, you know, skipped school a few times or snuck out of the house, or sometimes your ideas got you into trouble. See, you still turned out okay. So, 1 second, pile number 1. I'm just going to close my door real quick. Go ahead, Franny. Go ahead, baby. Yeah. Sorry, everybody. The boyfriend just got home, so my dog went to go join her father. So anyway, as we continue on, let's go ahead and see what we have. We have spiritual lesson. This person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. Okay. And we have criticizing. Criticizing is driving them away. Focus on their good qualities. Oh my God. Pile number 1, are you getting accused of criticizing somebody too much? Have you been accused of that in the past? And you guys are like, what? It's just because I didn't get what I wanted. So what if I'm a little chaotic? So what if I told a little white lie here or there? Okay? That person wasn't listening to me anyway. Okay? And with the Princess of Swords here, it's very important that you're listened to, for sure. Otherwise, I feel like you're going to feel disrespected and you are going to resort to possibly underhanded, naughty little tricks. Pile number 1. Now, Uranus and Gemini, I mean, Gemini is a sign known for its naughty little tricks. So, yeah, let's go ahead and see. And I feel like, if you were with somebody who you constantly feel you had to babysit or watch them or put rules for them or whatever, I feel like that is just too boring for you. Like, you can't handle it anymore, pile number 1. You're like, I'm actually bad. I'm actually naughty. I'm actually a rule breaker. I don't feel like, whatever, pointing out all this person's flaws, because I want to be able to have my own flaws and be fine with it. And hey, maybe that is a spiritual lesson. We have being a victim. Okay, and this is something that you're done with, I feel, pile number 1. You're done asking for permission to do something. You're done continuing to ask someone to do the same thing over and over again. And you're done looking up at the clouds and saying, why me? Why can't this situation just get it the frick together? Okay, I feel like you are just like, I am so done with that. Okay, and I'm done with these old patterns of thinking. Princess of Swords and the Devil. I'm shaking things up. 7 of Swords. Okay. And maybe it's taking a little bit longer to get your point across, or maybe you're losing your train of thought a little bit more these days, pile number 1. And maybe you just don't have, maybe you're really good at spotting other people's flaws and pointing them out, okay, and getting under people's skin verbally. But I feel like you're just like, I am so done with this person's energy. I am not their babysitter anymore, okay? And I'm done like self-criticizing. I'm done thinking about myself as a victim, like I've been bad and naughty. The Princess of Swords and the Devil is a lot of self-honesty. It's like, I've been bad and naughty at times in my life too. And look, everything still turned out okay anyway. 10 of Pentacles, okay? We have the Snake. Ooh, this is a malicious, clever enemy looking over your shoulder, the other woman, okay? So this could be somebody who, outright lies to you. This could be somebody who, like, you're like, you know what? I am sick of, and I feel some of you are like, you know what, Natalie, I'm not a victim and I'm not going to play nice anymore. And guess what? I'm okay with not being the good guy every time. I'm okay if some people think that I was malicious at that time. I was protecting myself. And I knew that they were lying to my face anyway. Pile number 1. So I like that. I actually like that. And here you stand with the sword. And if there is any snake, you'll just cut off its head, I feel. Okay. And yeah. We have here, I am practical. I love that. You are an open-minded and always up to try something new. Yeah, the Devil and the Princess of Swords, I feel like you are very open-minded to trying new things or doing new things. And maybe sometimes that was what's getting you in trouble at times. But with this, or if you feel like, you know what, I haven't been open to new ideas, and maybe Uranus and Gemini is going to make me more open to new ideas. Okay, you're open-minded and always up to try something new, yet you are wise enough to stop and think before you jump into things. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? That's the key to this reading. You are open-minded and always up for, taking the rebellious path or doing the unexpected thing. but you're wise enough to stop and think before you jump into things. This pragmatic approach helps ensure your time, your attention, and your efforts are meaningful. That you didn't waste your words, your effort, your time, your energy on somebody who wasn't even hearing you in the first place anyway. And like I said before, you know, you could be sick of explaining yourself. You could be sick of asking for the same thing over and over and over again. I'm tired. I don't feel like talking about it anymore. You know, I feel like some of you are just saying no to that, okay? And, you know, having a very pragmatic approach with your time. I remember there was this, I was watching this senator years ago. I think her name was Maxine Waters. She was a Democratic senator, African-American Democratic senator from, I forget whatever district, but she was arguing for something in Congress, and then this conservative asshole just kept interrupting her and interrupting her and interrupting her, and she just turned back to him and said, "Reclaiming my time, reclaiming my time." And she said it over and over every time he interrupted her. And I will never get that out of my head, okay? Reclaiming my time, reclaiming my time. And I love that and you know what? The Princess of Swords is outwitting and outsmarting the devil, okay? And with the Seven of Swords, it's like, now you see me, now you don't. You don't know what I'm doing, ha, ha, ha. Okay, and reclaiming my time, pile number 1. We have here intuition, okay. And your intuition is definitely telling you it's time to leave a situation where you've been complaining about something for a long time, where you've been wanting to voice something for a long time, where you've been complaining about it for a long time, and someone just isn't listening. And you're like, they're just not ever going to hear me, are they? And it's like, yeah, and that's when you know to change strategy. And Athena is the goddess of strategy. And she was incredibly helpful, like during times of like strategic war planning, because you have to kind of be, you know, you have to be very practical, pragmatic about what you're doing. You need to make split second decisions with the best information that you have. You don't want to waste a lot of second guessing yourself. You want to ride the wave of your intuition. You don't want to get into dynamic with someone where you're asking them to be a certain way, and yet they're like not ever going to be that way. Okay. And yeah, so I think definitely like your intuition is telling you that I need to be practical, right? Reclaiming my time. Emotions are running high. Oh boy, interesting. All right, well, your intuition and your emotions are running high, okay? And I don't really think it's a bad thing. Pile number 1. You know, people always say, oh, don't be so emotional, or don't crash out, or don't freak out, or don't be so emotional, or whatever. I mean, I feel like if you've been, you know, because it's not like it's just full of cups right here. Like there's no cups out on the table. And actually I feel like maybe it is time to let those emotions speak to you and let them go a little bit and let them inform your intuition. If you are having emotions, we get so used with the devil, we get so used to suppressing our emotions sometimes, that sometimes we just have to like recognize the emotions for what they are and let them, because our emotions are attached to our intuition, and they're telling us when they're giving, if we're feeling very emotional, it's giving us important intuitive information. We have Jupiter and Gemini. Wow. Oh my God. Well, we just went through Jupiter and Gemini. We just had a full year of Jupiter and Gemini, which is very expansive, hopefully, for many of the Geminis. And yeah, this is you know, having a lot of ideas about how to make things better, how to make the communication better, how to make the relating to one another better, how to expand the communication, how to create mutually beneficial exchanges between two people that feel very organic and that both find very rewarding. Okay, and this could also be philosophical discussions with a partner, or philosophical discussions with you know, a like-minded friend that just like become very mind expanding and actually like make you kind of rethink things. And I feel like your mindset here is very positive, actually, pile number one. It's very positive and expansive. Okay, and something could hit a crescendo point with someone that's just where the dynamic just isn't working anymore. This could be a family relationship between you and a sibling. This could be a relationship that's had, or a romantic relationship, etc. This could be a relationship or a work. I'm feeling actually a family relationship where it's like you two never fully trusted each other, or somebody never fully trusted the other person, and someone's intuition was, and the other person was always criticizing the other person, making the other person feel really bad, looking up to the other person for some type of validation. And I feel like you're just kind of like switching up that whole routine. Pile number one, you're like, absolutely not. And I feel like some of you are talking to a friend or talking to somebody who is really on the same wavelength as you, okay? There could be a 3-year age difference between you and this person is also what I am seeing here. And then we have the eclipse in Pisces. We have an eclipse in Pisces. Well, that's interesting because we will actually be having an eclipse in Pisces. We'll be having a full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces in the month of September, right as Uranus is stationing retrograde in Gemini for the first time in 84 years. So, and you know, the thing here, it says serve your higher purpose, and underneath here it says free will, okay? So something is going to happen in the month of September when we actually have an eclipse in Pisces. This is really powerful energy, I feel. And you feel that you have enough information to make a really good, well-informed decision about something. And this will be a great time for you to exercise your free will, okay? And for those of you that have your North Node or your South Node in Pisces or Virgo, this is in your age, around age 36, and you're having a nodal return right now. Welcome to your reading. Like, everything is coming full circle spiritually for you. And I feel something about an island or Hawaii, or it doesn't have to be Hawaii, but it could be like Bora Bora. I'm just trying to, Tahiti, Polynesia. I'm trying to feel it out, pile number one. I feel like there is like somewhere that is trying to connect with you really spiritually. Okay. And I love that it's by like this beautiful lake with the sun setting in the background. Okay. And emotions will be running high around this September eclipse in Pisces, but it will be a good time for you to see clearly that a dynamic between you and another person that frankly has just become stale, old, traditional, boring. It's not offering you anything. You're sick of it. You're sick of them criticizing you or you criticizing them. You're tired of looking to them for approval. You're tired of, it's not time-wise, it doesn't make sense. And that's what I love about Uranus and Gemini is like the schedule freeing aspect of it. As Maxine Waters would say, reclaiming my time, reclaiming my time. So pile number 1, that is what I am getting for you, my lovelies. I hope that that reading resonated. Let me know in the comments and how you feel about that. Thank you so much, pile number 1, and take care. Let's move on to pile number 2. Okay. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose Lilith, and today's reading is called Super Blah. Uranus into Gemini, super blah, but in an interesting way. Pile number 2. And Uranus will be in Gemini from now until November 7th, where it will retrograde back into Taurus for a little bit until April of next year, okay? So we're gonna get a little taste of it, and this is just talking about how this Uranus and Gemini energy is hitting for you, pile number 2. And when we talk about Uranus and Gemini, we talk about a low attention span for boring crap. We talk about outrageous self-expression, not giving a crap what other people think, rebels who don't care, stern individualists doing their own thing. Okay, let's go ahead and see, what does Uranus in Gemini hold here for pile number 2, please? Show me Uranus in Gemini for pile number 2. There we go. Okay. Oh, the 10 of Swords. Judgment. Ooh, freedom. 5 of Swords. Oh my God. Interesting. And we've got the Starman, the Magician. I love that. Okay. I feel, when we've got the Knight of Wands on the bottom of the deck, this is the original show me what you're working with, motherfucker card here. And I love the, the sexuality on the card too. It's like very, legs spread open, staring at the fireball in front of its face. I really do. It's a very dynamic card. I ain't afraid of no ghost. Okay, pile number 2. So let's go ahead and see. If anything's trying to haunt you, it's going to have a real hard time staying hidden. Because I'll tell you what, pile number 2, if something is trying to haunt you, you're going to drag it from the underworld, pull it out up into the open, thrust it out into the thrust it out into the light, and stab it with your sword. Pile number 2, you have exorcised the demons. Let's go ahead. The only thing is really your own thinking and people taking cheap shots at you. Pile number 2. That's the only thing that would hold you back, is internal mental crash outs, and then maybe people who are trying to take a cheap shot at you. 5 of Swords, okay? But I feel with Judgment, you are very powerful and you are resisting the urge to just completely self-destruct, you know what I mean? And honestly, there could be some people fighting over you during Uranus and Gemini. People fighting over who gets to spend time with you, who gets to talk to you, who gets to be, there could be some people who, I feel like with the Starman here as the Magician, I feel like you're the center of attention. I feel like you're the main attraction. You're there, you're conducting. And the Magician, of course, is conducting the energy and conducting the electricity of the Uranus and Gemini. It's like, I'm the reason anyone even showed up to this thing, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Pile number 2. You're like, I'm the reason anybody's here in the first place. Like if you go to an event or something like that, and it's like, you know, people came here because I'm here type of thing. And I feel like your presence is very powerfully felt with Judgment. Very, very powerfully felt. Okay. And let's see what else we've got here. We have here retreat. Time alone or in nature will help you recharge. Yeah, that's for the Ten of Swords. If you're feeling mentally really drug out, you know, or overwhelmed mentally, then yeah, take some time, pull back your energy for sure. Or if you're getting a headache, pile number 2, a stabbing headache, that's going from your temple down through your eye. If you're feeling, you know, various like pains in your body, if you're feeling tired, okay, you know, pull back your energy, retreat, pull back, okay, and rest, and then emerge from your cocoon, more powerful, more in command of your energy, more in control of what's happening around you, okay? So that's going to be we have unlovable practice, radical self-acceptance, and love yourself with all your flaws. Okay. And this is where I feel like you're saying, Natalie, some days I am on point and I feel so powerful and I feel really strong in my mind and I feel just like I'm radiating energy and I feel really connected to source. Okay. The Magician, I feel. And then other days, 5 of Swords, I feel like I'm my worst enemy. Or I feel like, you know, my mentality or the way that I'm thinking about something is kind of like holding me back, okay? And, you know, sometimes we have to withdraw the projections against ourselves, right? And I feel like that's what the Magician is very helpful in transmuting that energy, where we have projected out an image of ourselves that is not truly who we are, okay? And we have here, not being you. Yep, that's exactly what I'm saying, not being you. You're trying to project a perfect image. See, this is exactly it, but it's not really you. Be yourself, okay? And that's why I feel like, you know, you're not being yourself maybe sometimes because in the past, okay? And this is where Lilith is coming through as a super bitch to really charge up this reading and really make you feel the power of you, okay? And there is some power to reclaim in this reading. I feel like with Judgment and the Magician, oh, you better believe it. All right, there's some electricity, there's some power to command here. And the whole reason, you know, we pull back in our energy and we're not ourselves is because we feel like people won't love us as we are, right? And that's the energy, you know, and where does that come from? Ten of Swords. Where does that mentality come from? It comes from trauma, right? It definitely comes from trauma. It comes from having to see what other people have had to do to survive and then kind of feeling like we have to do the same. Okay, it comes from observing other people's experiences too, doesn't it? It comes from a very mentally deep and tortured place. And for those of you that are artists, or for those of you, you know, that have this very tortured side to yourself, I mean, welcome to your reading. It's okay. I'm there myself, right there with you. I get tortured as well within myself, Okay, but here we are, the Phoenix, absolutely. I was going to actually mention the Phoenix when I saw the Judgment card. It's so funny, I was going to actually say the Phoenix, and now here it is. New phase, renew, growth, a changed mind. Sometimes changing our mind about something is like really painful or hard to admit with the Five of Swords. It doesn't mean that it's wrong though, and the Magician isn't really like judging anything as morally right or morally wrong either. The Magician is just interpreting the energy. So there's no need to go into, is all of that, okay? And maybe that's where you would get really mentally overwhelmed. Like, but I'm afraid I'm not a good person, or I'm afraid if I don't do this, it's going to look like I'm a bad person. And secretly, maybe sometimes I'm afraid that I'm a bad person or that I like power too much. Okay. And Spirit is saying you can never be too much of yourself. Okay. We all know when we start to, most of us know when we start to really override other people and when it's gone too far. But if you're truly just, like conjuring the energy within yourself and you feel your energy growing and rising, that's a good thing, okay? That's you being yourself. We have here, I am limitless. Oh my God. And the number 0, and it's the Fool, okay? It's like, this is the Fool as well. There is no beginning and no end. It's the Alpha and the Omega, right? It's the beginning and the end. It's all or nothing. All is infinite. All is nothing. All is everything. All is nothing. It's time to develop your spiritual side. You are gaining new sight and understanding of both godly and earthly things. Wow. Ooh, I got chills. Ooh, of godly and earthly things. And I feel like with the Ten of Swords, you see what people do to each other and how they backstab each other and how they destroy one another and how they go in these cycles of retribution, okay? And how people keep incarnating to fight the same people over and over again. And I feel like you don't want to be a part of that. I don't know why I just got the word donkey. It's so funny. And then I also saw the word Audrey or Andusky or the name Alaska or the state Alaska. I'm also seeing a name that starts with M, Medigello, or maybe it's a place, Medigello. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, I feel there's no ending, there's no beginning, all is infinite. It's time to develop your spiritual side. You are gaining new sight and new understanding. Yeah. And you really just don't have, like, as you're embracing this nothingness, you don't really have time to think about, oh, am I being myself? Am I being someone else? Am I, how am I being, right? It's like you're just, that takes away from the moment. Okay. So we have, I am limitless here. And we have pain. Oh my God. Yeah. And, ooh, pile number 2, the pain of feeling unlovable, the pain of not being you, the pain of maybe some of you here too, you've had some very painful experiences around abandonment or being left, or I feel some of you here could have read like hundreds of self-help books. I mean hundreds. Or a lot. I mean a freaking lot. Or you've done like a lot of work on yourself, or you've done like a lot of Akasha, Hall of Records readings on yourself, okay? And there's something coming through. It's so weird. Pile number 2. I feel like it's like a tape with like ones and zeros on it. It's like a ticker tape with ones and zeros, and it's like adding things up. It's something from the Hall of Records. It's some type of big machine that's like adding, subtracting, dividing, adding, subtracting, dividing. I don't know, pile number 2. Maybe you had a dream about that, or maybe sometimes you feel like you're a machine or you're stuck in a machine. This is a really weird reading. I gotta admit it. This is a really weird reading. And, you know, and you're like, yeah, Natalie, I am really weird. And I'm like, good. We need it in the world. Like, we need it. And sometimes we learn through our pain, you know, like we learn how to come back from that as a phoenix, but we also learn to not buy into it, like to that we're not just our pain, that our pain is something that has defined us. It's something that has been a part of our spiritual experience, but we're limitless beings. We go beyond the cycles of pain and the cycles of abandonment and betrayal and what like we go beyond that as human beings and as spiritual spirits. We go beyond that. Okay. And you know, the magician is really like the pure source energy of getting back to who you are at your core source. And it's not about saying, oh, that pain doesn't exist or the pain isn't there. It's just that you're existing beyond that, I feel. Yeah, surrender to the divine. Full moon, okay? And sometimes pain, whether it's emotional, mental, or physical, it will literally bring us to our damn knees. And from there, we see a new burning light in the sky. You know, we see something different. Pile number 2, we see life different. We see ourselves different. We see reality different. Okay, we have some sort of cathartic experience with the Judgment card that allows us, even though like we're doubled over in pain. Like so many people talk about, you know, yeah, I was an alcoholic and I was drinking 10 bottles a day, and one night I was laying over my toilet like retching, and I realized, oh my God, what am I doing? And it was in that moment of total pain and despair and utter agony as I was vomiting out the contents of my stomach that I realized that I just quit cold turkey, or that I had this massive realization about my life, you know, that type of energy. And, you know, those types of insights and massive energy that just comes through instantaneously, that's very magician-like. That is very, and you can't really predict it. It's very unpredictable. We have Capricorn and Aquarius. Okay, both are ruled by Saturn. Both are different, though. Both are different. Okay, and one is still looking for answers or a piece of a puzzle that they haven't found yet. And another is heavily guarded, but also directly connected into source. Okay. And yeah, I mean, Aquarius can definitely be a lot more intangible. Capricorn is more about what's real and what we can touch and what we can prove and what we can know and what we can know about our reality that we haven't figured out about our reality yet. And Aquarius is more like moving beyond this reality, to find the rules of a new reality, to define the boundaries and the rules of a new reality. So that's a really interesting energy, and maybe some of you are Capricorn or Aquarius, or you have this in your chart, but there you go. And I also feel like two different ways of thinking between two people. I feel like somebody could be like way more conservative and traditional, and one may be more futuristic or inspired in their thinking, or liberal, or like open-minded to future things. And it might not be what you expect. Like the Capricorn may be the one that's more open-minded, and the Aquarius may be the one that's more closed-minded. You never know. Uranus makes everything like not make sense, right? Normally you would think, oh, it's the Capricorn that's the traditionalist that isn't really open to new ideas. But not all Aquarians are like futuristic people. So it's something to think about, right? Where you've got an earth sign, Capricorn, very practical, very grounded, wants to understand what's needed and what is required in order to build. Aquarius is trying to come up with an ideal belief system for creating a new reality, I feel like. And those two energies, they're not always like totally understanding each other, okay? So it might be you and another person not totally getting and understanding each other, or it might just be two sides of yourself that you're like, well, some days I'm like very traditional and I think I need to like do this specific path, and then other days I could give a fuck less, you know? And that's okay. Like with Uranus and Gemini, we're dealing with doubles. We're dealing with double, triple, quadruple. We're dealing with multiples of things, and we're dealing with the duality of things really becoming noticeable, okay? And here we have Moon in Sagittarius and discovery. Wow, oh my God. And you can see the rocket blasting off here. Freedom and adventure, okay? And discovery. There's so much more out there, right? You're a limitless being, okay? And there's so much more to explore out there. There's so much more energy. There's so many more things to learn and to do and to go and to visit and explore and to adventure. There's so many more paths to wander down aimlessly and all of a sudden get sucked into a vortex and, you know, go dance and play with the fairies, pile number 2, okay? But I feel like you're going no matter what, okay? You're coming up with a plan to go where you want to go, whether that's travel plans, whether that is your goals, your wanderlust, where you want to head in life. You're going no matter what, okay? And you're like, I'm going, and I don't care if I have to go by myself. I don't care if I'm on my own. I don't really care. I'm going. All right. Pile number 3 or pile number 2. I love that energy for you, my friends. I hope that reading resonated for you, and I wish you the very best in your travels. Take care, pile number 2. Let's move on to pile number 3. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose Aphrodite, and today's reading is called Super Blah, Uranus in Gemini. And Uranus is going to be in Gemini from now until November 7th, when it will retrograde back into Taurus for a little bit. And as we are talking about this Uranus in Gemini energy for 2025 for you, pile number 3, when we talk about Uranus in Gemini, we can talk about having a low attention span for annoying, boring, and repetitive crap, okay? And we certainly don't want to have our time wasted either, pile number 3. And, you know, independence, going where we want to go in life, those are some topics we covered in the other pile. But pile number 3, let's look at your pile, okay? Let's look at your pile and see How is this Uranus in Gemini energy showing up for my beautiful pile number 3s? All right, Spirit, we got a low tolerance for boredom in this reading, okay? So give us the goods. We want to know straightforward. What is Uranus in Gemini for pile number 3? How is this looking for pile number 3, please? How is this looking for pile number 3, Uranus in Gemini? All right. Beautiful winners that chose pile number 3. The Star card is on the bottom of the deck. And we've got the 10 of Wands. We've got the Lovers. Hey now. And we've got the 6 of Cups. Oh my God. Well, a girl can dream. Pile number 3, a girl can dream. And you know what? I feel there's a lot of gentleness, kindness, and mutual affection that is owed to you in this lifetime, pile number 3. And there is a very special person meant for you in this lifetime, okay? And this person's going to be a very sweet and caring, gentle and loving person, okay? And I feel like you've been carrying the load for so long, 10 of Wands. You've been carrying it for so damn long. You almost forgot what it would be like to have, you know, and for some people, it could be an amazing, beautiful friendship. It could be, it's basically, we're talking about, you know, social community and support, and also love, as we have Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty here. And I feel some of you, you've just been carrying the burden yourself for so long that you forgot what it's like to have someone else there to talk to and share the burden with. And also, you know, it's easy to, in such a harsh world, 10 of Wands, it can be easy to forget like how nice it is to be really tender with someone. It could also be like very scary getting naked with someone new, pile number 3. Like it's, what's, you know, there's always like an awkwardness in the Garden of Eden a little bit. It's like, oh my, where did our clothes go? But at the same time, with tenderness and respect and good emotional, you know, connection with the 6 of Cups, it makes it easy to relate to someone, right? It's like we just get each other. Like we can finish each other's sentences. We, without saying too much, we understand where each other are coming from emotionally. We don't have to like, you know, and I feel like this is 10 of Wands is saying, you know, I'll put in whatever work that is needed in order to, you know, get myself to the point where I'm ready and open to have that, you know, in my life. And there's nothing wrong with being by yourself either with the Star card. You know, like the Star card to me is an image of the wild feminine, free and unto herself and unspoiled by anything. Like it's like she is totally free. She's walking around the house nude. She's not, doesn't need to shave her legs for anything. I mean, you don't have to anyway if you don't want to, but I mean, she's just out in nature by herself alone, and she is soaking up the energy of the moon and the stars in the sky. And there's nothing to repay. There's nothing to do. There's nothing, you know, it's not like, well, gee, I forgot to pay my electric bill. Damn, you know, it's like when we're in that moment of flow with the universe, we feel very natural and connected in our environment. And we don't always need another person there to do that. And maybe some of you are fine when you're on your own too. And you're like, you know what? Sometimes I'm fine on my own, Natalie. And maybe you've already really nailed the whole independence thing. And there's times that you actually really find a lot of peace within yourself when you're just alone, kind of puttering around doing your own thing. Okay, but maybe you've missed gentleness or talking to someone in some ways. Let's see what we got going on here, pile number 3. Intuition. You already know the answer you seek. Okay. And this could be where we're feeling a lack of care or we're feeling a lack of connection because we have been working so hard and we've just been so tired and we've just been so extremely head down and working hard, right? And we have barely had time to even look up and notice the world around us, let alone spend time with ourselves or anyone else, We've got getting crumbs. You deserve more than crumbs of affection. Wait for the one who adores you. Oh my God. Getting crumbs. Well, I'll tell you what, we don't get crumbs. Not with Uranus and Gemini. We don't give a shit about crumbs. Not crumbs. You know what crumbs can do? Crumbs can literally just F right off, pile number 3. We want nothing to do with the crumbs. Nobody ever got full off of any crumbs, okay? And we're not the kind of people, we like a hearty meal in pile number 3. We don't like crumbs. We're not the type of people that like it, okay? Pile number 3, I'm a Taurus. I like to eat. Don't give me no crumbs. You know what I'm saying? Pile number 3, I don't want them. I don't need them. So, and you know what? Part of being in an interaction with someone, and yes, it can be exhausting at first, right? If you're carrying the weight of the entire thing, it becomes really exhausting. And it feels like I'm doing this whole thing on myself, And fuck it, I'd rather be on my own, just, hanging out in my garden or toking out and staring up at the sky. I don't really care, you know what I mean? If I'm going to talk to someone, it better be an enjoyable experience. I better feel comfortable. I better feel a mutual give and take and receive in the communication department. And there has to be affection, and there has to be a level of comfort. And if that isn't what it's going to be, hell, I'll go sit outside by myself at night and stare up at the clouds for a good 3 to 4 hours, okay? I'd rather do that than waste my energy trying to make something be what it isn't, right? We have rushing. You can't hurry love. The right one is coming in perfect divine timing. Okay. So yeah, I used to do that when I was in my early 30s. I was like, I don't care. I just would date whatever. I had no structure to what I was doing. And frankly, I didn't care at the time. I was busy working on my career, but I was like, I'm just going to throw something at the wall and see if it sticks. It didn't work. Obviously, it didn't work at the time. But eventually, later on, several years later, I did date and I did have fun, but nothing happened until, several years later when I finally, met somebody more significant in my life. But that's how it is sometimes, and sometimes we just know that, you know what, I'm not going to rush myself. And the Star card doesn't want to be rushed. Crumbs, getting crumbs, rushing, these are all signs that it's not, it's not the shining example of what you want, I feel like what you guys want is something lighter, freer, fun, easy to talk to, gentle spirit, okay? We have the dragonfly. Be lighthearted, finding things out, coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. Yeah, I've seen so many dragonflies recently outside my place where I live, and they're just, oh my God, they're just crazy, all the different colors and everything. But yeah, be lighthearted. Be good with your intentions, but you can't force things. You can't rush things. You want to talk and be in a nice dynamic with somebody, but be lighthearted at the same time too. Don't take it too seriously. to the point where you're just pushing and you're doing all the work. But pile number 3, do you even need me to tell you any of this? I don't even think you do. You already know all this. At the end of the day, it's a very simple thing. It's hard to find it's hard to find that connection sometimes, but it is a very simple thing once you experience it for the first time in your life, and then you experience it again. You're like, oh, this is what it is. This is what it is when I'm like jiving with someone, or when I'm kind of like, when the energy is like going somewhere, right? And we have, I am adventurous. You have a zest for life, and you are eager to experience anything and everything possible. You love change and excitement and need both to feel truly alive. For you, life is an adventure to be lived to the fullest, okay? And maybe that you forgot that with this 10 of Wands. Maybe it's like, you know what? I haven't been able to go anywhere, Natalie. I haven't been able to travel or go do anything. And I need to get the hell out of here. What am I doing here? I need to go explore the world. And the Lovers is about, embracing those experiences that really turn us on mentally and really make us curious and interested. Okay. And, if somebody bores you or isn't curious or isn't interesting for you right away, it's a no, because you are a very adventurous person. And you are the type of person maybe that doesn't mind walking around naked outdoors in your garden or whatever. Like, I feel you don't mind and you don't care. You're like, I'll be in my birthday suit. I don't really care. All right. But when it comes to talking to a new person, maybe there is a little bit of shyness there. And wanting to rush to get past the awkward part. We have sweetness. Aww. You know what? And you guys are going to meet somebody, I feel like, that is really going to share your love of adventure, okay? And is going to be like, sweet, okay? Like, they're going to be like, sweet, cool. When you're like, I want to go here, I want to do that. Like, can we go here? Can we try this? Can we try this food? Can we, I'd like to go to this, I'd like to try this restaurant, or, I've heard about this one thing I've always wanted to do. Can we go there? Da, 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 da. I want to go there, or whatever. And yeah, I feel like you guys are meeting someone who's like, yeah, let's go. That sounds awesome. Okay. I also feel like somebody could be wanting to take you on a sweet little vacation, or give you a sweet little gift, or give you a sweet little candy, or do something really sweet and cute for you, pile number 3. Like, oh, they know that's my favorite kind of chocolate and they brought it to me. That's so sweet. Oh my God. It's the little things, right? We have here, bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius. You know what's so funny is that the water bearer is on this card, and the star card is also the water bearer. So now we have Aquarius energy twice in your reading. Okay, we also have Scorpio and Gemini here with the 6 of Cups and the Lovers. And bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius, all right? Being lighthearted, asking questions, being curious, soft little gentle touches, all of these things are, and maybe something starts off as friendship, getting to know, talking, okay, sharing, communicating, all right? But yeah, we start to bring some love and real feelings and real emotional connection, real intimacy, 6 of Cups, into a situation here. Oh my, oh me, oh my. We've got air sign energy coming through in this reading, and we have sun. Okay. Now, this is interesting because Uranus is going to be in Gemini when the sun is in Libra, upcoming in the next couple of months. I feel this could be a very interesting time for you guys, pile number 3, 4. I feel some of you could have a date that goes incredibly well. and maybe you're rushing at the last minute and you're overworked and you almost don't go or something, and you're like, I don't know, and you go, and yeah, I feel like you're kind of standoffish, you're turning the other direction. But I feel like this person is like, whoa, like they're like, whoa, looking at you, and their head is like a light bulb when they look at you, and they're like, woo, and they're interested. They're facing direct. They are interested. And maybe the communication starts off a little bit rough and you're like, I'm not sure. Okay. But I feel like if you meet this person in person, I feel like it actually goes like a lot better. I feel communication wise. Okay. And I do feel like this person is really present communication wise in person. They're really interested. They're asking good questions. You're like mentally, you're really turning them on mentally. They're really turning, like, there's stuff going on here mentally. Okay. And I feel, pile number 3, I feel you guys are playing it real cool, my friends. Okay. I feel like something is going to happen during Libra season, which is September 22nd to like October 20th. That's Libra season. Okay. Something is going to happen romantically. I feel like, and it could be friendship wise. It could be, you know, getting to know a new group of people, but I'm really feeling a romantic energy. Okay. And I feel like you're kind of actually cold or a little bit more standoffish, or you just go into this situation not expecting much, okay? But you're curious, so you go. And actually, I feel like this person has a really good sense of humor. I feel like they have a really dark sense of humor. I feel like they have a really like ironic and funny sense of humor. And I feel like you really get it and you really understand it. And you're like, oh my God, that is so funny. And I feel like that's kind of how they wear you down, okay? Because I do feel like you meet this person and I do feel like they are very, very interested. Pile number 3. And as soon as I said that, this Aphrodite card just went boop and fell over. It's like Aphrodite is falling for somebody. Okay, reluctantly, but still doing it. And we have here, oh wow, we have Sun in Gemini. Okay, and this is communication. Okay, and this is hone your negotiation and relationship skills. Okay, and bring love into the situation. I feel like maybe sometimes, maybe pile number 3, sometimes you can be a little bit, I'm getting with this air sign energy here, maybe sometimes you can be a little disconnected, not cold, but maybe just a little disconnected, okay? Maybe even a little on the tad cold side or a little on the impersonal side. And there is like, I do feel like somebody kind of like wears down your walls a little bit here. And I do feel like they are definitely paying attention. They're definitely turned on. The heat is rising. I feel like this person is actually quite interesting, and they do have a sexy thing about them, pile number 3. They are quite, you know, dark humor, funny. Okay, this person could have Aquarius, Gemini, or Scorpio in their chart, okay? Or you could. But we have the Sun in Gemini in communication. Hone your negotiation and relationship skills, okay? And this is where, with the 10 of Wands, and even around your house, like if you need to say, hey, I need you guys to help me more, right? Or if it's like with your roommates, or if it's with, you know, whoever you're dealing with, right? And it's about opening up the lines of communication, having open, honest communication, saying, hey, I can't do this by myself, 10 of Wands. I can't keep dragging this out like this. I need help with things. And I actually do feel like your negotiation skills, your communication skills are really increasing quite a bit. And if you've been kind of like disconnected, not interested, or cold, etc. in the past, I feel like maybe it was because you were just too busy and you didn't have time. But actually, if you spend some time, especially during Libra season, pile number 3, I feel like it's really going to pay off for you, okay? So pile number 3, that is what I am getting for you, my loves. Hope you have a beautiful day. And take care, everybody.